the Millennium Falcon. This is the first electronic Micro Galaxy Squadron vehicle we're seeing. It's from the Assault Class. I think this is the only one in the Assault Class. That's pretty cool. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and I've been covering all of the Micro Galaxy Squadron by Jazwares vehicles that I can find. Now, it is still early, and I've been very lucky to find them early, but as of right now, it is August 3rd. We should be seeing these in Targets and Walmarts on the shelves. That's where I've had a lot of luck within the last week. On Amazon, which I'll have some links down below, there's some stuff you can pre-order, like the Razor Crest, some of the smaller Starship class ships. I did just recently do a video on the Razor Crest, and there's something that I missed. So before I get into that, I want to show you, somebody commented and let me know that the engine here on this Razor Crest, there's a panel that pops up. And you can, like, see more details on the inside there, just for no reason. Like, it's just because. I just wanted to point that out, because I don't know what we're going to end up seeing on this. We've got the box, and it tells you so much. Like, when I did the review on that, the back of the box made no mention of that panel. So, with that said, let's actually just take a look at this box, and then we'll get into the unboxing. Okay, I mean, take a look at all of that. There's a lot going on here. There's little lights and sounds, motion activated, Star Wars logo. You got a satellite dish, which means it's not right there. That's where that'll go, right in that little hole. That's where that satellite dish will go. You get the little gun turret that normally goes right in there. There's a little spot for it right there, too. Okay, and we get 4 figures this time. Han Solo, Princess Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Chewbacca. Series 1. Look at that beautiful silver reflective foil colored cardboard on there. This requires 3 1.5 volt AAA alkaline batteries, not included. This is number 0022, which tells me they've got 1,000 of these vehicles on the way. If they're putting the numbers like that in 4 digits, man, ages 8 and up. This is not for ages 3 and up or 4 and up. But check it out, as a launch edition. That sticker is something you can remove. I believe this was $49 or $44 is how much this was. It was on sale, and a lot of people, since they were following me on Instagram, I put up a link in my stories on how you could get this for a bit cheaper when Target had them on sale. So Target did a pre-sale, and they sold them for like 30 and change. It was like 33 or 35, something like that. And Amazon was matching the price for a couple days until they sold out. And some people got a good deal. But let's take a look at some of these features here. So the back portion does lift up. And on the inside, you can see there's a sabacc table. You can see a little gunner turret. Some other little storage things here. There's buttons for lights and sounds on the inside. Motion activated lights. Very cool. Landing gear on the bottom. The cockpit opens up 90 degrees. Man, the Millennium Falcon. That's so cool. And so there's some of the other ones. The TIE Fighter, Genevex Starfighter, AT-ST. There's Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, X-Wing, Darts TIE Advanced, Transport Class, the Imperial Shuttle. We've got the Razor Crest and Boba Fett's Slave 1 Fire Spray Starship. How about on this side? What do we got? Just more things about the lights and sounds. Now notice the arrows. That when you tilt it up and down, it makes different noises. And when you put it left to right, it makes different noises. How about the very bottom of this box? Now, it does say that it is approved by 0 to 3 sad babies. And for those people who are keeping track with these barcodes, there you go. There's a barcode for you. And it just shows you a little bit about the battery placement. Any safety information or things we need? You need a Phillips head screwdriver and 3 AAA batteries. Insert them with correct polarity. There you go, Disney. And we've got everything going on up here. Anything fancy on the top? You know, I didn't really focus on the artwork because there's not a ton. There's a little bit of artwork right there, some of it. And it looks like what are we in front of? Maybe a Star Destroyer? I think that's a Star Destroyer. Not a Death Star. That's got to be it in front of a Star Destroyer. And notice I'm seeing a lot of similarity here in the artwork. So take a look at that artwork. And this is artwork that came, I believe, with the... Was this with the Razor Crest? What did this come with? That wouldn't make sense for this to come with the Razor Crest, would it? I forget what this was with. But I believe it was the Razor Crest. Look at that. Why would that come with it? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that matches. Yeah, you know, I didn't really think about that artwork looking that way with the Razor Crest. Why is there a bunch of X-Wings and stuff? You know, it just doesn't seem to match up right. So I wonder what the artwork's going to be inside here for this one. Actually, very similar. So just to show you, it does come out as one big piece here. But inside the box, they actually keep this whole thing. Ooh, this will be a little different. This is like a little mini diorama display. And doesn't that look super familiar? That's like almost the same. Oh, there's a paper in here with more instructions. So I normally just throw those out, but I'm going to keep that out for this. But I want to show you a little comparison, a little side by side of the Razor Crest artwork. And of course, that one's got the, Boba Fett Slave 1 and a bunch of X-Wings, a bunch of TIE Fighters, there's a Star Destroyer right here. And then we look at this one, and it is so similar. It is so similar, except for this one's got more wreckage. There's like an explosion going on over here. Is that a whole Star Destroyer? That is more Star Destroyer wreckage. It might even be Death Star wreckage. Sorry for the reflections on everything, but right, you see what I'm seeing, right? Oops, sorry to brush the mic there. But that is interesting that they're kind of just reusing the same artwork, but different pieces of it. I'm trying to keep all of them, and I wonder if there's just like a giant puzzle. You put them together and it makes a giant poster or something. It's possible. It's definitely possible, but we won't know until they're all released, and apparently they've got at least 1,000 in mind. All right, let's see if we can pull this thing off without doing any damage to it. That's always the hard part. Oh, boy. Okay, the Falcon came out. Oh, I did hear about this, and I think I know what it is. So I saw on Facebook in one of the groups, someone who's been collecting these was talking about how he took apart the whole Falcon. He like unscrewed it, opened the back up, got into where the electronics were, because there's a noise that was driving him crazy. You can kind of hear it. I think it sounds like a little tiny marble, like a little BB is inside. My guess, this definitely sounds like something loose. My guess is that little BB sound, like it sounds like a little ball. But I'm guessing that sound is actually the accelerometer that lets it know how you tilt left and right. Because he took it apart and still couldn't find it, but heard that little rattling sound. And so again, like I said, my guess is that's what that is it's the accelerometer. Because generally that's what those are. It's like a little ball. And, when you tilt it, the little sensor knows which way the ball goes. All right, we've got... Let me see if I can get this little blaster out. And then I want to show you a little... Oh, see, this is the cool... I like this thing when they do this. And they put the little mini side blister bubble. That's cool, man. It's cool. Oh, I just like the little presentation of them. Look at them. Little Obi-Wan, little Leia, little Han, little Chewie. Now, Chewie's bandolier is painted. So, I'm stoked about that. I've got all my other ones over here. And so, similar to what they did with the Mando ones, that was a smaller one. That was Din Djarin, Grief Karga, and Grogu were inside there. And then we have another smaller one that was used for Asajj Ventress, just for comparison, on the size of these things and what they look like. But yeah, this is good size Falcon. Now, it's supposed to be, these are all supposed to be in scale with each other, which is interesting to me. Another interesting thing is the fact that this swaps out. I mean, I don't know, it swaps out, but they give you only one of them. But let's say they wanted to release a Force Awakens version. All they have to do is, does it come back out? Well, that's a better question. Does it come back out once you put it on? Not very well. Oh, it does. It does. But the good news is it fits very snug, so you're not really at risk of it falling off. And you can rotate it. So notice I've got the thing there. And you can rotate it if you want. I'm just going to keep it facing forward. But if they wanted to release a rectangle one, they could. Maybe as like a accessory or something. So here, make it Force Awakens, or make it sequel trilogy, if that's what you're inclined to do. Oh, wow. Okay, this is interesting. There's already interesting stuff that I'm like liking, and I'm like, oh, okay. Landing gear in the bottom. So I just flipped this up. Yeah, I don't know. Their landing gear in this series is always kind of... Oh, wow. Okay, so look, that happened to it once. I pull one, and they both come down. That's cool. That's how they were. They both work at the same time. You pull one, and they both end up going. I don't know how accurate this landing gear is. I really don't. But I'm going to try and open up. Oh, even the little walkway. I do remember them showing me that at Star Wars Celebration. I got to get a little tour first thing in the morning before Celebration opened. I was talking to the people who designed this line, who made this line, and it was really neat to just get their thoughts, their input on everything early in the morning before it got crazy. Okay. So one thing I'm noticing is as I'm putting it down on the thing and I like shift it, that landing gear does not want to stay. Like if I rock it just a little bit, it just closes the landing gear. So I don't love that. I'm just straight up don't love that. I'll show you close-ups in a second. But I don't like how easy it is to knock that landing gear off. Now, I do need to put some batteries in it, so let's take a look at what this thing's got going on. Take a look at that Millennium Falcon instruction manual. It's got everything there. It gives you a little insight on how to change those batteries. And then there's some more stuff here. Feature instruction. There's 3 modes of play. Wow, okay. There's through motion, trigger the sounds, or lights through motion. Additional play features over there on the side. Okay. Wow, okay, yeah, push buttons for... So there's buttons to push, and the buttons... I like that. The buttons are actually these little, like, exhaust vents and ports. Now, you guys seeing the wash that they put on that? Look at that. They put a nice wash on that. It's like a black wash. You can see it all over again. We'll look at close-ups in a minute. I know I keep saying that, but I need to figure out how to open this. How the heck do I open this? Oh, that wasn't bad. So, I was trying to push from back here, and it was really hard. But right here on the side, I was able to just lift. And it popped right up. Okay, I like that. Oh, okay. Got it. So, as I did that, that loosened it, and then it pulls up from the front. And then we have the whole... Oh. Okay, now there's no stickers I'm missing, right? Are there stickers? No, there's no stickers. I believe I've got all of the components here. We got a cockpit that opens up. It's 90 degrees. And then I just got to put some batteries in, and then we're all set. So let me take a quick break, and I will be right back. Okay, so once you're inside, right here, this is the little the portion there. You can kind of tell because it's a different color. It doesn't have as much wash, and also it's just the right shape. But I wanted to show you guys the polarity. So the very bottom one, the negative side goes to the right, positive side goes. You can always tell, in case you're maybe younger and haven't done a lot of battery input, the flat side of a battery, so this side has a little part poking up, boop, and the flat side down there, the negative side, always goes towards the spring. It just always goes towards the spring. So even if you don't know, you can just look visually and be like, nope, that side always goes to the spring. It does. It's how it works. Okay. Place that in. We're good. And then I can replace that. Where did I put it? Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. It was right. It blended in. The black wash was so good that it blended right in. And then we can just take our little screwdriver, screw that back down. See, it kind of stands out. It's a slightly different color. The wash didn't land on that. And this is one of the smuggling compartments. It was actually open. I could hear this rattling inside. And so this should be able to just land back on there. Okay. Oh, that pops up really easily. And I'll be honest, it's kind of... It's too easy to pop out. But then it's kind of hard to put back. Especially one-handed, like always. Can I do it? Now, like, I'm on the one-handed challenge. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way to do it. It's impossible. Oh, see, I did it. I think I did it. Yeah. Now stay that way. You stay that way. Oh, see, the second I hit this back area, though, that's when it falls off. Okay, so I don't like that. I'm going to be honest. I don't like how easy that comes off. That's a problem for me. There should be a better way for it to snap. And see, it's in place. It is in place, right? But it falls. Look how easily that fell. Oh. Okay. Oh, see, I snapped it too far the other way, and it went down. Now, I'm not afraid of breaking it. I'm not worried that it's going to break by me pushing it. But it just doesn't feel like it's ever actually on properly. And I know that if I touch this portion right here, it's going to... See? It just fell. That's a minus for me. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And the fact that when I opened this was already loose, that is a bad indicator for me. That's not, I got to take it down a peg for that. It's supposed to be a feature. And see, it's on. It's smooth. It's on, right? You can tell it's on. But the second I barely touched this. See, that was fine. That was okay. Well, there it goes. It fell again. So it's very, very easy to knock that down. I just have to say, on mine at least. If you have one and yours doesn't have that problem, let me know. Because maybe I got a bad one. But one of the features inside, the rotating turret. Now look in here. You can put figures in there. You absolutely can put figures in there. And then rotate them around. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. You probably see them in there. Is there a way to see them? It's so cloudy. I think they put a black wash over this too because it looks dirty. It just looks dirty. I think that's from the wash. Notice they put the detail. You see all the watermarks and everything to it. Now, if they didn't put a black wash, I would end up doing it myself because I always like my Millennium Falcons to look like they've got a wash on them. Now, whoa. Okay, so this one to the right is blaster sounds. Very loud blaster sounds, mind you. Now, is it the same sound over and over? It's a cannon turret sound. Hold for a continuous loop. Okay. Oh, that's it? You just hold for a continuous... Okay. And this is the hyperspace button. So it's taken off. I like that. That's really bright. Oh, look at that kind of like flicker too. Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to hold it and see what happens. So it just keeps doing it every couple seconds. That's what the continuous loop is. Okay. I'm going to let go now. And just tap it. Oh, it turned off. When it turns on, though, that's pretty cool. I like how that turns on. One of the other features we're looking at in here is how this little walkway drops down. Okay, here's a test. Without touching it, you guys can tell. You can see it's flat, right? I'm putting pressure on both sides. It's flat. It's down. There's no way for me to click it in place, which I don't like. But what happens when I flip this thing over and go... See, it already fell. I don't like that. I really don't like that. And just looking at it, there's these little tabs here, but not enough of a tab for it to lock in place. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. It's going to drive me nuts. Let's look. What was I trying to get at here? This little piece is cool. I do like that it has that, the little walkway. Now again, I want to show you close-ups of that, the way that works. So you pull one, you pull them all. Pull one, and they all come out. I just don't think it's super accurate looking the way they do that where it's attached to the panels. Reminds me of the X-Wing. Reminds me a lot of what they did with the X-Wing. And same with that. That pops out. And then right up here, this pops out one way. And that's all the landing gear. That's all of the landing gear. And I don't love it. I don't love it. Just being honest with you guys. Oh, see, but notice when I pick it up, how it's like, I'm just tilting it. Okay, left to right. Okay. That's cool. Now, does it make a different blaster sound? Let's say I'm mid-move. Yeah, it's the same blaster sound. Let's tilt it. I don't know that the back needs to change colors when I'm firing, but okay. And what if I hit the hyperdrive button while I'm moving it? So it does change the lights. I haven't hit the button yet. I'm going to hit it right now. I just turned it off. Okay. Now, okay, you can see the landing gear's up. Look, I'm going to put a little pressure on it. Okay, it's holding up. Oh, no, there it collapsed. Once one collapses, the other one collapses. The landing gear does not stay up very well. This little piece right here is going to drive me nuts. It went in. Notice that it went in. But it doesn't lock into place. There's no tab for it to lock into place. And it's fallen again. I don't love that. I don't. Guys, this might be my controversial review on this thing. Now, I've stayed away from other people's reviews. I've seen that there are some out there, but I've not watched any of them. I don't do that before I do my own reviews, because I want my opinions to be fresh. Now, let's look at these figures here. Brush off any dust they got on there. Han Solo looks pretty good. He looks a little cartoony, almost like an 80s cartoon version. Leia looks kind of funny. She looks like the Spaceballs version. Kenobi looks good. Even look, the lightsaber sculpted onto him. That's cool. Chewbacca looks decent. He reminds me of the 2015 Micro Machines Chewbacca, who's kind of just generic looking. That looks okay. I wish there was a little bit of silver on his bandolier instead of just a different color brown, because they did paint it. They just didn't paint it silver. They did for Obi-Wan's lightsaber, but they didn't for Chewbacca. So just interesting thing there. I guess I can put Han Solo in there. Oh, I do want to show you guys the cockpit. Look at that cockpit. That's cool looking. I don't know what's up with... Is that just like a lot of wash? Yeah, so the wash has been placed in kind of funny ways. It's... In some places it's a little too dark. It was maybe a little too wet. Like, look at this area right here. Maybe I'm just being nitpicky. Let me know if I'm being nitpicky. But I look at the wash and I'm like, okay, some of these areas, they let it just drip and just sit a little too hard. And you can just tell it was liquid. You know, you can tell that was just, this was wet. This thing was wet, and then they just let it dry that way. Which you can do with a wash. You can definitely do that, and that's one style of doing it. I feel like for something this small, that doesn't translate very well. If it was a bigger ship, like a big 3.75-inch ship, that would work a little better to do it that way, because the water droplets can be bigger. But when they're bigger water droplets on a smaller piece like this, they look just like big water droplets, and then it's a little off-putting. And you can tell back there, see how far I can zoom in on that. That's a big blob of paint on my seat. And even look at the top. Look at the top up here. Those are just big kind of like globs of paint. So okay, let me put this thing back on. I'm gonna put all my characters in their respective places here. Now, how does this go back on? Even if it's trying to do it one-handed, how well does it stay on there? How well does that stay? And my answer so far is not very. Oh no. Okay, does that close? Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this two-handed. So it's not easy. If it was easy, I could do it one-handed. I'll tell you right now, it's not easy, but let's try it with two hands. Okay, I've got two hands here. Let me see if I could do this and do it neatly. Okay, well, start off a little... Much better. Much easier to do with two hands than it is one, which is typical. But I will say that means it's not easy to do. If it was easy, I could just do it one-handed, no problem. It means it's normal to do. Let's see if I can get these little characters out of here and place them in the cockpit so you can see them in action. Okay, it wasn't too hard to get my all the little characters inside there. You can see they do fit inside the cockpit. Let's show you a little close-up real quick. There you go. They look good in the cockpit. Now, what happens when I set them down? And they do stay. They don't wobble around or anything, so that's a good sign. But when I close it, can I really even see them inside there? I can't. I can't really see them inside there from any angle. And I don't know if that's because of the black wash that was applied or not, but it's not super visible. So for taking pictures, you have to lift up the cockpit. And I'll be honest, for me, a lot of this is taking pictures. That's why I like these, so I can take pictures. And it does look pretty cool like that, but I just don't know how I fully feel about this. Now, just to show you the buttons again. That's the hyperdrive button. And so once that's on, I can whoosh it. I can whoosh it. I can tilt it back. I can tilt it forward. I can tilt it, and I can press the blaster button. Oh, so sounds interrupt each other. So if I whoosh it, like tilt it while it's blasting, it'll stop the blaster sound. You see that? Or if I'm in the middle of a whoosh and I hit the blaster actually cuts it off. So only one sound at a time. Okay, go. Do your thing. Do your thing. Only one sound at a time works. And then you just turn it off by hitting the button again, and it turns off. Friends, this is the moment of truth. I want to just double check, make sure that I've read everything through here. You can trigger motion sensors by creating a rocking motion. Got it. There's a sleep mode. So after 30 seconds, if buttons aren't pressed or the accelerometer is not triggered, sleep mode gets activated. Cool, I like that. And really, so the sounds that you can trigger: pitch up, pitch down, roll left, roll right, upside down sound. Okay, that's one we didn't try yet. Okay, it's on. You ready? Was that a different sound than a normal whoosh? Actually, let me hit a button. Okay. So I'm hearing two of the same sound there. Note if it's perfectly flat, okay? I'm going to hit the button to reset, kind of. Okay? When I tilt it forward, which they're calling pitch up. I'm sorry, pitch up, where the back goes up. That's the same sound as when I roll it to the right. Right? Now when I roll to the left, I believe that's the same sound as when I pitch down. Different. So we have 3 sounds so far. Okay, I'm going to roll left again. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it upside down. I'm going to turn it off. Turn it back on. So I believe that is a different sound when it is upside down. It's hard to tell because they're very subtle. Very, very subtle. And again, I want to just make sure the blasters are the same no matter what. Notice, because I'm not in the hyperdrive mode, there's no way to interrupt it. Unless it's with itself. So upside down, same sound. Okay, let's engage hyperdrive mode. And then do the blasters. Up. Same. 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 And last, upside down. Same. It's the same sounds no matter which way you look at it. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm definitely conflicted on this one, guys. I'm definitely conflicted on it. I like the lights and sounds. I like the presentation of it. I like the way this thing scales the way it does. But I just don't know that I like the way the features work. I am going to open it up one more time. Okay? The fact that you can't see the cockpit through the cockpit, it's a minor thing. That's not major. That's not major. That's minor. Can I open this up again? As far as a toy, like, would I recommend this for a kid? Not really. Oh, look. Surprise, surprise. The little panel. It's not there. This panel is the biggest stickler for me. The fact that I can't just leave it in there. And it's always going to kind of fall apart and come. That's my biggest issue with this thing, is this panel. And it's just super annoying. More than anything, it's annoying. The fact that I can't, like, anytime I want to open this thing or play with it or whatever, whoosh it around, that panel's going to come undone, and it's never going to be right. Oh, you know what else I'm seeing? Now I'm in stickler mode. They got me in stickler mode. And are you seeing what I'm seeing here? There's blackwash on this entire thing, even the inside. Look, even the inside has blackwash. All over these parts on the inside. There's blackwash all in here. But you know where there's not blackwash? Right here. Look at that. Look how much that sticks out and looks completely different from everything else. They did not blackwash the top part of the cockpit. But they did blackwash the inside of the Falcon. I'm going to do it. Guys, I'm rating this one sad. I know. This is the piece I've been most excited for. It's the only electronic one. The electronics work fine. I would even venture to say they're, I think, fine. Fine's the right word. I'm not going to say good. I'm going to say fine. They're fine. They're not good. For $50, or was it 45 or 50? I think it was 45 or 50. Either way, in that range, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I like it. It's the Falcon. Of course, I love the Falcon. I like that it scales with the other ones. I just don't. The landing gear on the Razor Crest work better. The landing gear on here doesn't work better. The actual panels don't work very well. Yeah, it's not. It ain't for me. But there are things I like. I like this little nook over here, this little area. It's kind of a cool spot. There's like, what, those thermal detonators in a box? Those look like thermal detonators in a box. And the lid's hanging out over there. There's a lot of cool looking details. Make no mistake. But I don't believe the table goes back there. Maybe it does. Maybe it does and I'm crazy. I don't know, something about this doesn't feel right, man. It doesn't feel right. And yeah, it's not for me. Guys, I want to know your thoughts. This is going to be my most controversial one because I don't love it. I don't love it. I like it just fine, but I don't love it. And that's my thoughts on it. I think it could have been done a little bit better. There's enough issues here for me to be like, nope, not for me. Leave it down below. What do you think? Good, bad? Are you going to buy it now that you have it pre-ordered? Or if you already, pre-ordered, are you going to cancel your pre-order? Are you still like, no, I want it because it's the Falcon. You got to have the Falcon. I'm glad I got these minifigs. Kind of wished I could get them in other sets instead. It's the Falcon. I'm glad I have it. But it's not for me. It's not for me, guys. If you want to know more about Micro Galaxy Squadron, click this next video right over here. Leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe. Until next time, don't be a moof milker. Be the spark.